self-love. Of course I love myself. I'm me. Why would I not love me? Okay, let's go through it. Is that true? That you really do just love yourself regardless because you are yourself? Ladies, do you struggle at all with self-love? And I'm talking about, do you put yourself first? Are you filling up all your buckets before so that you can then overflow your abundance onto others? Or are you so drained, you're so tired, because you tired, you can't be going to the gym and working out, you can't get up and run a mile, none of that, because you don't have no energy for that, because you cannot be bothered to spend no time on cooking a good meal like that, like at all, never. How do you talk to yourself? When you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? Do you look in your mirror and be like, Pops Collar, I'm so proud of myself? Or do you look in the mirror and not like what you see? Do you look in the mirror and are you just like, are you? Think about you as yourself, as your child, okay? As mothers, we all love our children. I'm sure you will go to the moon and back for your child. Now let's think about that in terms for yourself. Do you love yourself like that? Do you love yourself like you love your kid? Well, everybody may not remember this. I may be dating myself a little bit, but Will Smith had made a song back in the day. First hit. I was just playing this the other day for my son. Like, what? You ain't know Will Smith was the man? So I know. Okay, let's get back to it. But Will Smith had made a song called "Parents Just Don't Understand" a long time ago. It was his very first single. And in this song, Parents Just Don't Understand what his mom told him. If they were laughing, you don't need them because they're not good friends. So he was explaining, in this song, he was explaining how his mom had bought him some whack clothes for the first day of school. And he was like, oh, I can't wear this, butterfly collar. And she was like, well, you better go to school. You better go to school. You're going to school for an education. You're not going to school so people can think you cool and think you look good. Get up and go to school, get the education. He came home, he was so embarrassed. He had got picked on, everything. And she was like, listen, if they were laughing, you don't need them because they're not your friends, okay? Are you taking that advice? Do you rid other people out of your life who are laughing at you, who don't think that, that don't root for you? Are you out here doing things and your friends are negative? Are they laughing at you? Because if so, you don't need them. They are not good friends. That advice was true in the 80s. It was true in the 90s. It's true in the 21st century and beyond. But if you have friends in your circle that are laughing at you, get them out of there, okay? Also, when you're thinking about how you talk to yourself, now a lot of times you may not pay attention to how you're talking to yourself, especially if you have other people around you that are negative, that are putting you down or giving you all sorts of put downs or things that are opposite of affirmations, okay? Once you rid these people out of your life, because you don't need them, okay? Because you're setting boundaries. Now, you think about how you talk to yourself. Think about it. When you look in the mirror, what do you say? And if there's nothing, if you're saying nothing to yourself, that's fine today, but you need to change that. You look in the mirror and you say things that are nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself, like you are to your children. I'm sure you tell your children how beautiful they are, how smart they are, that you love them. And if you're not, add this to your parenting tips. But The same way that you love on your children, love on yourself that same way. Give yourself those affirmations. Tell yourself that you're proud of yourself when you are proud of yourself. You do things on a regular basis, on a daily basis, as you're making choices throughout your day. Stop and acknowledge, hey, am I making the choices throughout my day that's going to lead me to where I want to be? Or am I making these choices that are going to make me feel like, oh, life is random and I don't have any control? Do you control your day or not? If you are controlling your day, just start here. When your alarm clock went off in the morning, did you get up? If you did, when you got up, you went in the mirror, be like, yep, this is gonna be a good day. Already off to a good foot. Got up soon as my alarm clock went off. Already off to a good day. This is going to be a great day because I'm intentionally living my day. The next thing that you can do as part of your self-love routine is to hold yourself accountable. You have to do it because you only have 24 hours in a day. You know, part of it is set aside for sleep. You know you're going to sleep, so you just subtract that out to begin with. Then you subtract out your work. So assuming you have a 9-to-5 job, or you could be an entrepreneur, and as an entrepreneur you would definitely need to have time boundaries in place for yourself. Time boundaries. I look at time boundaries in the same way that I look at financial boundaries, which you must also set. You must have some financial boundaries. You taught your children this when you gave them allowance, or if they got extra money for their birthday from family and friends. So whenever your child got money, then you help them to save it. What are you going to spend it on? Let's save it for this big thing that you want. You don't, and that's how you love your children, by teaching them good money habits. You would also need to set some good money habits or financial boundaries for yourself. This is a form of self-love because it frees you up to be able to do the things that you want to do. I don't know if you guys can hear those sirens or not. I hope not. And then finally, there are energy boundaries. Now, your energy boundaries are very important for you to check in from time to time and see how you're feeling. What is your energy like? Are you starting to get more energy? Are you starting to get more pep in your step? If so, that's a sign that you are loving on yourself, that you're on the right track, because self-love is so important. And one way that you can really check in on your energy is by journaling. Journaling is the perfect way. A lot of us use Facebook like journals. So if you have time, go back, or when you have time, or actually make the time to go back and review some of your real early posts from when you very first signed up for Facebook. What were you talking about then? What are you talking about now? Can you see the growth that you've taken? If so, stop, acknowledge that, take a second to be grateful for the growth that you've seen from the first post on Facebook to now. Look at some old pictures. Keep a journal even outside of Facebook. I personally recommend that you keep a journal outside of Facebook because you may want to get a little deeper. In fact, I challenge you to get a little deeper. As you're journaling at night, add this into your time boundaries. Time for journaling. Even if it's just 5 minutes. Set aside 5 minutes at the end of the day, either right after work or right before or right as you get in bed, which I like to do mine at bedtime. But you journal and you write down, what did you do today? How did you feel today? Was there anything that stood out to you in this day? Write it down, and then close your book and go to sleep. Watch TV, whatever you want to do after you do some journaling. But the most important thing is that you do the journaling, that you do the work, and then you're able to read back. Then you're able to read back and see your growth, and that gives you another opportunity to recognize yourself for a job well done. Any opportunity that you can take to give yourself a pat on the back, just like you do your children, do yourself the same way. Give yourself that same love. And last but not least, you have to take accountability. Yep. I know this whole video is on self-love and how to love yourself. It's all bubbly wubbly, but in whatever relationship you have got to take accountability. You teach your children this, so if they bite somebody in daycare, you make them apologize. If they take a toy from another kid that doesn't belong to them, you make them apologize, give the toy back. You teach your children how to take accountability. You have got to do that to yourself as well. It's a little bit more difficult because you're taking accountability for your actions. And sometimes it's hard to take accountability for your actions, but it must be done, okay? I did a whole video on how to take accountability, but because it is so important that you, one, reflect on what you're doing, be intentional. When you make an error, just acknowledge that you've made an error, correct it, i.e. give the toy back, apologize. So if you do something wrong, if you're looking in the mirror and you don't like what you see, and it isn't that you do, well, you could not like what you see because you're like, I don't like what I see because life is, and you can't pay attention to what you see in the mirror. But then some of it also is, you know, the choices that you've been making, and you're disgusted by the choices that you've been making, and you're just like, I'm disgusted at this person in the mirror. No, I didn't get right up when my alarm clock went off. I hit the snooze button 3 times. No, I didn't make a healthy choice. I ate a whole pack of bacon, like every pork item on the menu, every carb on the menu, all the biscuits, all the jellies, all the jams. No, I didn't work out today. And you're just disgusted because you've been making a string of choices throughout your day that led you to a place of disgust. Take accountability for that. Give the toy back, apologize to yourself, and then do it. So to wrap this whole thing up, y'all, to wrap it all up, love on yourself. It is very important. It is how you raise your vibration. It's how you raise your vibration in the world. You love on yourself, and you love on yourself so abundantly that your cup runneth over, and then you're able to love others. Until you're able to fully love yourself, you're going to struggle to love other people. And because you're struggling to love other people, it's going to be a struggle for, other people to love you, because what you sow, you reap what you sow. If you don't like what you're reaping, then you have to sow something different. Okay, y'all. That's it. I really hope that this video inspires someone out there to love on themselves like they love their children. And peace, guys. I will talk with you on the next video. Not only that, I'm trying to stop saying as much. This is now a challenge because I'm hearing it so much more that I'm editing my videos. Okay, so just take 2 on. We about ready, y'all. I had to get it together. I don't know why I didn't have myself together. Okay. Ladies, do you struggle at all with, see, I'm not looking in the right place. Boom.